everybody. Good morning. My name is Sonia Edojani Fume. I'm the National Head of Project for Dear for All, presenting Ekiti State. And I would like every one of us that is connected to this call right now to drop their full name and the state that they are watching us from. And also drop your comment on how the last Dear for All National Project webinar impacted you while we were on live stream. So make sure you drop your name and the state you are watching from right now. And welcome to today's webinar, the National Youth Confab. And make sure, like I said, drop your name. Don't forget to drop your name and the state you are representing, where you are watching from, on the comment section. Thank you very much. Don't forget to drop your name, the state you are watching from, on the comment section. Welcome to the National Youth Confab webinar. Also drop comment on how the last webinar impacted you and how far you have gone to making sure that as a DL4, as a digital literacy champion, how you have used it to empower people you go out to train and the campaigns you carry out. Welcome everybody. Welcome Ifechukwu Odigi. Welcome to the call. Welcome Monday Obas. We can see you. Welcome very much Adetola Victoria. Welcome Usma James. We can see you. Welcome to the live stream. Please don't forget to comment the state you are watching from and your name. Also drop us a comment on how the last webinar impacted you. Welcome Adenike Adebisin. Welcome Michael Daniel. We can see you. Welcome to the call. As you are joining us, please don't forget to drop your full name and the state you are watching us from. Also drop a comment for us below on how the last webinar impacted you as a digital literacy champion and how you've used it to empower others that you go out to train. Welcome Biribo Otenye Gabriel from Benue State. Welcome very much to this live stream. Please don't forget, go and invite your CDS member to come and join this call. Share the link of this live stream to your DL for all platforms. Let them join this call. Make sure your CDS members are participating on this call right now. All right, it's time for the national anthem. Welcome back, everybody. If you are just joining us, please make sure you comment your name and where you are watching us from. Don't forget to share the link to your CDS platform to make sure that all your CDS members are participating on this live stream. This is the National Youth Confab, and we are making sure that every digital literacy champion are educated on this platform. So make sure you comment with your name and where you are watching us from. And don't forget to comment how the last webinar impacted you. Comment your name and where you are watching us from. Don't forget to share this live stream to your digital literacy champion platforms so that other CDS members can participate in this live stream. Thank you very much. Please, as you join, comment with your name and where you are watching us from. Thank you very much.
Okay, Mercy. Good morning, everyone. Okay, Mercy. Good morning, everyone. You're welcome to today's. Okay, Mercy. Please, let's give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. You're welcome to today's. Please, let's give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. You're welcome to today's. Okay, this morning we will be having one of our core members, the president of Kebbi State, in our midst this morning. Is going to take us through what DL for All is, our vision, the mission of the CDS, and the goals of the CDS. So join me, let's make welcome of President Yusuf Elia Ado from Kebbi State.
Okay, everyone. My name is Sonia Idoja, like I've said earlier, and I'm the National Head of Project. Now, what is DL for all about? DL for All means digital literacy for all, and this CDS has been channeled to help through the use of core members. We have been channeled to use our ability as core members to go into our environmental community to sensitize, to carry out campaigns, to teach people on digital literacy, to make them more digitally inclined. The federal government, in conjunction with NYSC and NITA, came together and they have a mandate, that is a target, to educate 30 million Nigerians in the next 3 years by 2027 to be digitally literate. And this is going to come into play with the use of core members, that is, all that are core members, to go into our community to carry out digital literacy sensitization on different level at marketplaces. And the target audience for this goal is the informal sector of Nigeria, which includes the farmers, the tailors, the traders, marketers, shop owners, anywhere you can find people in the community who are still not yet digital literate. So that is the work of the that's the work of Deal for All. And the vision of Deal for All is to make sure that all this CDS is the best CDS in anything that has to do with NYSC, and to also make sure that the members enjoy um, other benefits that is related to digital literacy. And the mission is to make sure that the CDS members are inclusive and also gets benefits that has to do with digital literacy for all. So that is the main target of DL for all. Vision is to make sure that it becomes the best CDS, and the mission is to foster inclusivity amongst digital literacy champions and those who we go out to train. Thank you very much. So as a digital literacy champion, your work is to go out and sensitize people, carry out um, digital literacy campaigns, outreaches in marketplaces, bus terminals, to make sure that you take digital literacy to their doorstep in your community. That is why it's called community development service. So community development service, that's why it's called community development service, to carry out these services to those at the community level or local level. That is why you get to find Dear for All in all local government. As long as Dear for All is in that state, you get to find Dear for All in all local government. And it's something that is very beautiful because you get to assist people, you get to help people, you get to train people on the knowledge that they might not have that can actually cause harm to them in the future, like fraud, cyber crime, cyber bullying, and so many other stuff. How to improve their marketing strategies, how to get online, how to get things online to benefit them financially and mentally and otherwise. So Deal for All has a very large goal that core members are a part of the plan to make that a reality. And as a digital literacy champion, you are meant to carry out outreaches, both individual outreaches and group outreaches or CDS outreaches, sensitization and campaigns at your various local government level with the assistance of your different presidents to make this a reality. And as you do that, you are not only helping those people, you are helping the society to grow, to enhance on the digital literacy platforms, and also help to make sure that everyone is digitally inclined. So please, as you are joining us, comment your name and the place you're watching from. Comment with your name and the place you are watching from. Don't forget to share this link to your CDS platform so that other CDS members can benefit from this seminar today. Please comment with your name and where you are watching us from, the state you are watching us from. Thank you very much as you're joining the call. Don't forget to comment with your name. So I'll be introducing somebody very special on this call today. His name is Mr. Bright. He's the regional community manager for Deal for All program, and he will be helping us to understand the National Youth Confab. So as he's taking us through all the discourse, make sure you are paying attention. And as he joins this call, you take your pen, you take your biro, write down, because you are going to be needing it as you go out for sensitization. This is the National Youth Confab seminar, and welcome, Mr. Bright.
All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you very much, Sonia. It's a pleasure to be here today. If you guys can hear me, let me see all the reaction on the comment section. Please go to your comment section, type from the state you are joining. If you are joining from Lagos State, you're joining from FCT, you're joining from Benue, Kaduna, whatever state you're joining us from, please go to the comment section and add to it. So, all right, I can see Sherifat from Osun State. Nice to meet you. Yeah, Briggs Emmanuel from FCT. Oh, Olua Tobiloba from Nasarawa State. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, guys, let's go to our various groups and tell our guys they don't want to miss this session. Trust me, it's going to be informative, it's going to be insightful, and it's also going to be interactive. So, like our host said earlier, my name is Bright. I'm the regional community manager for DL for All. So today our focus would be on the topic which says understanding the National Youth Confab. Now the question is, what is the National Youth Confab? I think if you are not with your pen and biro, let me give you a minute. Go and get a pen, get a piece of paper, and start jotting down because I'm going to be releasing remarks on this call. So now, what is the National Youth Confab? Now, the National Youth Confab is a conference that is being hosted by the Federal Ministry of Youth to bring all Nigerian youth across 37 states plus FCT 37 to get everyone in a position where we can all communicate and also bring out opportunities, share ideas and opportunities to move Nigeria to a better place. Now, so the National Youth Confab is convened by the government and development partners. So it's not just the Federal Ministry of Youth, and so there are other stakeholders who are also involved now. So it's going to feature plenaries, panel sections, breakout session. So, and we will be having 36,000 youth would be participating in the youth conference. So it's going to provide Nigeria from all over the world. So it's not just going to be youth and young people in Nigeria only, but also youth that are based in our diasporas and all that. So it's an opportunity to unite and shape Nigeria future with a 50-50 gender equality balance. So now a lot of people would ask questions, this youth confab, this youth confab, this youth confab, is it not just like the regular youth confab which the government has been doing? And we've had one in the year 2014, and people asked, this is basically the same thing. The government wants to gather all the youth again and watch us blab. So now I want to assure you that this is way more different. So this is also part of the Renewed Hope agenda to make sure that Nigeria youths are part of our policy development process, and also to make Nigerian youth inclusive in everything that has to do with nation building. So the question now should be, why does it matter? Now, one, it has to foster youth inclusivity, policy development, and to also build civic consciousness and promote national unities. And with all the disparities that's happening right now in Nigeria, so I think this is actually going to be a good platform, a good conference where every one of us here would love to participate. Trust me, there are things, we all want to see Nigeria move forward. We all want to make sure that Nigeria is in a better place. We all want to make sure that the voices of the youths are being heard. So now the Youth Confab is a platform. It's going to be a conference that would bring everybody all across the 36 and 37 states, even the youths in our diaspora, bring us in a one environment, one room where we can all communicate the things that some of the things we have in our mind, and some of the things and how Nigeria can get better, and some of our pains that we share in this country, that we want to see changes and work in this country. So now, like it says, I said, your participation today is going to shape Nigeria's policy. Every of our youth complains all the time that some of these policies that are being developed by the government are not inclusive. And this is going to be where the government are like, okay, we've heard the youth, we want everybody to be part of this, we want Nigerian youth, young people. So my advice to every one of us here, please and please and please and please and please and please do not take this as just a mere conference. If I were you, I would go to the National Youth Confab website and go and register. Go and register and make sure you are part. So now the conference is going to there's going to be a consultation process to engage young people in the 360 constituency in Nigeria. So even in your local government and constituency in your state, so there's also going to be a consultation process. So the consultation process is going to start from the constituency engagement, the zonal consultation, and the 14 days national conference in Abuja. So firstly, we're going to start from the constituency engagement, and also moving on to the zonal consultation engagement. Now, what are the key concepts of the confab? Now, we have the thematic session, which talks about education, which talks about employment, which talks about innovation, which also talks about security, talks about social justice, talks about climate change, and so on and so forth. So these are the key focus. These are the issues the confab is going to address. Now, in terms of our educational sector, I know every young person has a lot to say as regard our educational sector. So don't just keep those thoughts in your mind. Don't keep those words in your mind. Go to the National Youth Confab website, register, be part of this process, be part of this conference. And the confab is to amplify and also make sure that all the voices of the young people, both in and out of Nigeria, is being heard. Now, secondly, we have the submission of the youth position paper, which can also be a youth submission of youth policy. So if there's any policy you know that you want to be talked about in the conference, you can also go to the Youth Confab website, submit that policy, and further review would be made on the website. So we're also talking about the stakeholder engagement. Like I said earlier, we have other stakeholders. We have the civil sector, we have the private sector. So every single person is being included in this confab. So it's not just going to be a confab where particular specific people are going to be included. No, we also have the representatives of the disabilities. People with disabilities are also going to be represented in confab. So that's to tell you that every single function of Nigerian living is going to be touched and everybody is going to be present. So we also have the follow-up and monitoring. So now it's going to take you from discussion to action, and also a structured pathway for youth input. So now, who are the people that can participate in the youth confab? Now, the youth confab, like it clearly states the youth. It's quite funny that even those at the age of 50 still claim to be youths. Like they say, age is not a number. We feel the youthfulness in our spirits. But here for the youth confab, there is age limits for those that can participate in this conference. So the age limit is ranging from 18 to 35. And I believe that most of us here are not beyond the age of 35 years. So trust me, you are eligible to participate in this confab. Now, we have the civil societies and the NGOs. The civil societies are also being encouraged to participate in this workshop, in this conference, and the NGOs are also encouraged. Now, we have government agencies, we have so many agencies who are participating. We have the Federal Ministry of Youth Development, we have other government agencies, and we also have the media houses who are part of it. We have the development partners. So during the development process of this whole National Youth Confab, a whole lot of consultation was made, a whole lot of people were involved, both the private NGOs, policymakers, and so on and so forth. So it's a diverse ecosystem of change makers and decision makers. So secondly, with the opportunities, we're going to be talking about the opportunities for the youth now. So this confab is going to, one, influence our policy decisions. So some of the policy that has been made before might be reviewed, and also to have a better a policy that fosters inclusivity. So this confab is actually going to influence some of our policy decision moving forward. Now, it's also going to provide networking and mentorship to some of our young people out there. So it's also going to be a platform where a whole lot of us can get to meet some of our big players in whatever field of works we find ourselves, and have good mentorship. Now, we have the national representation or appointment, which is the 14 days national conference, which would be happening in Abuja. I think that's going to convert. So it's going to go from constituency engagement. So the constituency, the report from the constituency is going to move further to the zonal consultation, where now from the zonal consultation, we are also going to have the 14 days national conference, which would be the final conference that would address every single topics, thematic area focus that has sprung from the constituency to the zona. So this is going to transform your passion into policy impact. So if you have any policy document, please go to the National Youth Confab website. You can submit that document, and it would be reviewed and it would be put into consideration to make this process a very wonderful one. So now, past impact example, now we have the policy reformed, we have leadership roles, we have project fundings. So this talks about the youth employment, policy improvement. The last National Youth Conference had some of this impact in our leadership roles, provides delegates to the Youth Advisory Board. You would agree with me that when you check our Federal Ministry of Youth now, it's being run by the youth. So I would definitely say that's a rechange and a rechange, and I believe every one of us are also seeing that in our youth sector. Now it's also going to some of the impact, project funding, some of the community projects, previous startups, they receive support, and so on and so forth. Then the challenges to be aware of. So some of the challenges to help us build this solution that was put into consideration, one, which talk about limited access for rural youth. So that is why this confab is not just like any other confab. So this confab is also going to start from the constituency area. So it's even people in our rural communities are going to be involved. So we are taking this from the grassroots to the top. So it's not just a regular confab which you attend, they just come and hear you speak. So this is like a building block which is going to include every young person. So please don't be left behind. Don't be left behind in this mission that we are on personally, to make sure that Nigeria is a better place for everybody, that Nigeria is a place and a country where we want to see things works. So please and please and please, guys, I am encouraging every one of us, do not see this as a mere conference. Please go to the website, register, do further research, get yourself prepared, and also week follow-ups on implementation. Now, there has been a whole lot of strategies by the development team to make sure that these challenges would definitely be addressed, carefully, and solutions to tackle some of these things being, and also the token representation. So now, what can you do? This is where every one of us comes in. Now, as a young person that is out there, the question here is, what can you do? Now, that is a question, please. Don't be left behind. I can see on the comment section, I have D Cressita. It said, don't be left behind. Don't be left behind. Thank you very much. So now, what can you do to make this a success? How do you come in as a young person in this country to make sure that we have a great and wonderful country? Now, first goes with apply and participate in the future confab. Now, the website, I would tell the host they can add that to the chat box and pin it. So now apply, participate in the future. Don't just sit in your house. Don't just get your phones and tweet and tweet and tweet and tweet and tweet and tweet. Now, people say we want some of the issues we face as young people to be addressed. We want our voices to be heard. We want the government to look towards the youth and say, we want you, because like they say, the youth are the future. The youth are the future leaders of tomorrow. And if we want to see changes in our country, if we want to make sure that there are changes in the great Nigeria that we all want to see work. So the first thing that is expected of you, please go to the website. It's on the chat box. It's been pinned on the chat box, the National Youth Confab.gov.ng. Please and please and please do not sit behind your keypads and tweet and rant on your social media. Now, there is an avenue for us to bring whatsoever we've been putting online, whatsoever we've been chatting on our boxes, on our social media handles. Let's make sure we come together and say this to the government. Now, second is join the youth advocacy group. Now, there are so many youth advocacy group that I would encourage every one of us to join. So it's something that resonates with every single young person, whether you're overseas, you're a local chapter here in Nigeria. The same goal, we all share the same goal, the same mission is to make Nigeria a better place, to make sure the voices of the youth are heard. Now, the youth are the future leaders of tomorrow, and our voices need to be heard. So the confab is going to bring every young person, every youth in Nigeria, every youth in diaspora who are Nigerians, to a single room where we can all communicate what we feel, what our ideas is, and what are the solutions that we can leverage on to make sure that Nigeria works, to make sure that Nigeria is a better place. So now we have you can help conduct community outreach. Now, how do we spread the word? When we mean by conduct community outreach, is another word for saying spread the word. Now, you have a friend, you have a neighbor, you have people in your area. I believe we all belong to different groups, different social media groups, different youth groups, different WhatsApp group, different Twitter communities. Please and please and please and please and please spread the word in your community. These are like the basic contribution we can make at this stage to make sure that this confab is a success. Make sure that this is a sunset. Track and demand implementation. Now, even after the National Youth Confab has been heard, please let us all amplify our voice to make sure that we seek and demand implementation. And I believe the technical team, the planning team, the development team, the Federal Ministry of Youth have put a whole lot of structure in place to make sure there is an effective tracking and implementation process. So now I will leave you with this, which says, be proactive and your role matters. Now, your role matter, if this is the only thing you take from what I've been saying since, your role, your role, your role, your role matter. If Nigeria is going to work, if the youth is going to be recognized, it's not just a one-man effort. It is a collaborative effort between every single youth out there. So please do not be left out. Be proactive. Now, my final words to you, and a little bit call to action. It says here, your word is power. Your word is power. Your word is power. Your word is power. Let's say this wherever we go when we wake up in the morning. Let's repeat this to ourselves. It said, your word is power. Your word is power. Your word is power. Your word is power. So please, let's engage. Let's advocate. Let's lead. Leadership is a skill, is a quality that every human being should have. You don't have to be the president to have. You don't have to be the president to lead. You don't have to be the head of one department. You don't have to be the CEO of one. Even in your family, you are a leader. And another thing, please and please and please and please stay informed. Stay informed and be involved. Don't just participate. Trust me, don't just participate. Make sure you contribute. You have that policy. You have that policy in your hand you've been going through and you know would help the process of the National Youth Confab. Please and please and please and please and please don't keep it in your folder. Share it, submit the policy, and it would be reviewed. So please and please and please, once again, this is our moment. Trust me, this is our moment as young people. I'm not speaking from, I'm speaking from the point of view because I'm also a young person like myself, and I feel what every young person out there feel, and I am part of this process, and trust me, I want to see that Nigerian works, and I know that my voice is power. So please, this is our moment. Let's seize our moment. Let's seize the opportunity. Let's seize this chance, and let nothing be left behind. Let all be a leader. Thank you very much. I've come to the end of this, so I would be taking the questions and also reflect on some of the things. So I'd love to hear your questions, and so we can address the questions you have. So thank you very much for having me, Sonia.
Thank you so much.
Over
Thank
to
you so
you,
much, sir.
moderator.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. That was an indeed a very nice speech, a very nice seminar. Thank you very much, sir, for educating us on understanding National Youth Confab. We'll be taking questions from the comment section. We already have one question for you, Mr. Bright. So as he's talking or answering this question, please make sure you drop your comments on the comment section and drop your questions on the comment section. So we'll be taking them one after the other. This question goes to Mr. Bright. His name is Boladi Gladys, or her name is Boladi Gladys. She said, "Sir, some of us have applied, but we didn't see any message on our email. How can we know we'll be selected?" Mr.
All
Bright?
right. Thank you very much, Bolaji. So yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. So to answer to your question, Bolaji, we talks about registration and verification. So yeah, you once you register as a delegate, there's going to be a process of approval. So now the process of approval is to also authenticate you as within the range to participate in the youth confab and delegation. So yeah. Just give that a little time. Press release is going to go out for acceptance, and every of us will be granted access to that. So while that is being done, you are still under review, and notification is being made because we want this confab to be strictly for young people within the age range of 18 to 35. So what that implies that the ministry, the youth ministry, will also require that
Okay, I think we are having a network issue from Mr. Bright's end. We're going to be taking another question before he um, comes back on air. The next question is from Biseri. Biseri. He says, um, is this the federal government saying that whatever we decide on will be implemented, or this is just another digital revolution that they will consider positively? Like he told you, he said they've had one youth confab in 2015 or 2014, if I'm not mistaken, and a lot of persons have been impacted. This um, webinar for you today is to impact you so that you can impact others, because like he said your voice, your words are power, your voice is power, and you have to utilize it as a youth, as a core member. Utilize it. Keep your questions coming in before he comes back on air. Keep your question coming in.
all right,
Keep
thank
your
you very much,
questions
guys.
coming in. All right. Can you hear Mr. Bright?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Sorry, I had a little network glitch. You know, we're in Nigeria and we are still trying to fight the network troubles in this country.
Thank you,
So
sir.
that is why we have young people like you on this call who will definitely provide solutions to some of our internet troubles. All right, so we're back again. Sorry for that. If you can hear me, can you hear me? All right, thank you very much. So,
Yes,
next question,
please,
please.
sir. Somebody, her name is, I don't know if it's a her or a him. He said, is this the federal government saying that whatever we decide on will be implemented, or this is just another digital revolution that they will consider positively?
Yes,
From
thank you very
Buseri.
much, Buseri. Yeah, your question goes if this is a federal government exactly. So this is part of, the President Renew Hope agenda. Now, you would agree with me over over the years, this is the first administrative that we've had a youth as the minister in the Federal Ministry of Youth and Development. This is the first youth minister we have in all our administrative. So I would tell you that that stands for something. So the confab is not just a meeting. The confab is not just a meeting. The confab is like a solution box for where every single young person, the voice of the young people needs to be amplified. So the government is saying, the ministry is saying, we've heard the cry of our people. We see all your tweets online. Now, how do we get every one of us in this room? Let's have a national youth confab. Some of a whole lot of our policies moving forward, and a whole lot of how we see the way Nigerians, our youth participate in some of our vital roles. So trust me, this is the government, this is the ministry telling you that come to us with all your troubles, come to us with all your ideas. These are the issues. We've seen you and we want to hear you out and see how we can possibly put what you've the solutions and everything we've come up with and make sure that these things are implemented. And also there's also a follow-up strategy to make sure that everything discussed both from the constituency to the zonal to the national are well implemented. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. And another question from Salome Sado. She said, can this still work for those who are passing out soon? Probably when approval gets done, we won't become members anymore. So she's asking if the core members that are passing out, so if it can still work out for them, or if it's just for core members only. Can you hear me, sir? Hello, sir. Okay, another network hitch right there. Please be dropping your comments or your questions on the comment section before he comes back. Like he said, your voice is vibrating, your voice is power, your voice is power, and you make use of it. You make use of it. So if you need the link to be sent to you, so you can message your CDS president for any questions on the National Youth, understanding the National Youth Confab. So before he comes back on air, you can keep dropping your questions. Can keep dropping your questions. We are all youth, regardless of core members or not. It can still work for everybody. So whether you're a core member or not, it will work for you because we are all youth, regardless. So drop your questions, drop your questions, drop your questions before he comes back on air. Make sure you are putting down your questions. We'll answer as much as possible that we can if time permits us. Thank you so much, Mr. Bright. From Daniel, he said, thank you so much, Mr. Bright, for a wonderful presentation. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you
Okay, thank you,
guys.
sir.
We're back again. I think you know that some of these things are beyond our control. What has to do with network troubles in this country is literally beyond the human control in these recent times. All right, so let's move on to our Q&As. Next question from you, please, Sonia. So we address and give clarity to every young
Okay,
person out
so
here.
let's ask Salome asked if this opportunity is just core members only, or because she's passing out soon, and she's asking on behalf of other core members that are passing out
Okay.
if they can also benefit from it, or if it's just for core members.
All right. Thank you very much. So when we say National Youth Confab, I wasn't really talking about the National Youth Service Corp. Now it's a youth confab that brings together every young person, whether you are in the private sector, whether you are in the public sector, whether you work for, whether you are that way or overseas. That is why I included the guys in the diaspora. So it's not just for NYSC people. It's generally focused on Nigerian youth. So whether you pass out tomorrow, you pass out next week, you are still an eligible participant of the National Youth Confab. So hope that gives you
Thank you very
clarity.
much, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. That was amazing.
All right. So let's move to next question.
Okay. The next question is, please, how do we register? Can you please send the link? Somebody is asking how they register.
All right.
How do they access the
So
link?
the link was pinned on the chat box. I believe you can see that clearly. It was pinned on the chat box earlier. So you can use the website, the National Youth Confab. Okay, I think the admin, the host, can you help us pin the site to the chat box so we have our future leaders go and register on this platform.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
So you can type National Youth Confab, nationalyouthconfab.gov.ng. Now you see various you see where it is written register as a delegate. There's another part that says policy submission. So like I spoke about earlier, if you have policies can enable and aid this movement, this conference, please do not fail to share on the platform. Go there, share this policy, and consideration and review would be taken. So hope I answered your questions clearly.
Yes, sir. Another question from Ireumi. She said, "Sir, can you give recommendation on some of the advocacy groups to join?" From Kemi Sola, can you give recommendation on some of the advocacy groups to join?
Okay. So we have what's the word for it now? There are so many advocacy group. It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. Do you get now? The focus is you have to understand the group you want to join, and what's the word for it? The problem or the thematic focus it addresses. So if you have different advocacy group for maybe education, quality education, I'm using the SDG goals as an example. So there are also groups for digital inclusivity. So there's a whole lot of them. So you can do a research, use your Google, do a research online, and yeah, whichever
All
group
right, thank you.
resonates with you,
We just have less than five
make sure it's
minutes.
something you
And
resonate with. Make sure it's something you resonate with.
thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. The last question for today, because of time factor, from Jennifer Kosi Sochi. She said, "Thank you so much for that impactful session, Mr. Bright. But I would love to know, do the people who submit the policies get the credit for it?" That's the last question for today. There are so many questions, but because of time factor, she said,
All
"Do
right.
the
So while we
people who
have,
submit?" Yeah.
all right. So while we have thousands of young people submitting policy, I don't think I can give you um, a straight on a direct answer to that particular, which says so. Probably the ministry, the government may decide to give reference to some of those that uploaded the policy, but I'm not going to give you an affirmative reply that says yes, I am certain that if your policy is being used or is being reviewed, and you would be what's the word for it, you would be giving credit for your policy. Now the aim is not to get credit. Do you get? I think we are hell bent on focus on recognition. The sole aim is not for individual credit, but it's for us as a family, it's for us as a nation, it's for us as a community, and it's for us as a young people on the same mission, same vision, making sure we achieve our goal. So irrespective of the credit fact, I don't think that is not a big deal to me. In my own perspective, I don't see that as a big deal, because if we do get credit for all the times, all the things, and all the impact we've made, trust me, it will be a whole lot. So we do these things because we know we want to see things work. So I don't think a personal credit from anybody would change anything. So that's my answer to your question.
Okay, thank you, sir. I think we can answer more questions. This one is coming from Friday Odawo. He said, my question, we have been doing our best as youth to be better, to be positive, and to be inclusive, to be impactful. When will it be the right, when will it be right and fit for those at the higher ups to give us listening ear? From Friday.
Okay. If can you please revert on the question? I didn't think I got that clearly.
We have been doing our best as youth to be better, to be positive, inclusive, and impactful. When will it be right and fit for those at the higher ups to give us listening ears?
All right. Now, that is why the Youth Confab is here. That is why the National Youth Confab is here. This is the time, because this is the time now the government are saying, now the ministry are saying, yes, Nigerian youths, we have heard you and we want to listen to you. We know you've been doing a lot individually in the various sector, various parts of the world, various parts of the country. Please and please and please, can we have a roundtable talk? Now, so there are going to be representatives from different constituency. So they represent the way the selection is going to be made. One is going to be gender balance. So it's not just where we get the males all through the consultation process. No, so it's going to be 50-50, 50 male, 50 female, and it's also going to be disability inclusive. So the people with disability are also involved. So there's what's it called, a metrics to balance this thing. So this conference, this National Youth Confab, is the time. You, like your question said, when is the government going to listen to us? This is now, and the time is now. The government is saying they want to listen to us. So my word to you is, please do not be left behind. Participate. Now, do not just participate, contribute. Thank you very much. So next question.
Okay. From Owil, he said, are there any restrictions to the level of advocacy and policy making in regards to the youth confab? Are there any restrictions?
Okay, now when you mean restriction, are you talking like talking about maybe the focus area of the confab and what we so I believe, from a clear understanding of the National Youth Confab, so we have some of the basic key focus, which I know resonate with all walks of life, which I know resonates with all issues Nigeria as a nation in particular is facing now, which has to do with our educational problem. So there's no limitation. If you have policies regards upskilling, upgrading our education, it's fine. Then we have the employment, job employment, the issue of no employment in this country. I believe over 50 to 70% of Nigerian young persons are facing right now, because we complain there is no job. So it's also going to address that. Then we have innovation. How do we, use technology to move Nigeria from where we are to a world where will be able to compete in terms of technology. Then we have security. Now, national security, local security, regional security, it's a key factor and an important issue that needs to be addressed. Many of us are aware of some of the killings in Benue State. So I don't think there's a limitation to that, which affects everybody. So we have social justice. Social justice, which is also a very key problem. So there are no limitations, and all these things are they were carefully researched, and it's being said that it applies to 90% of every young person, whether you're overseas or you're in Nigeria. So we also have climate change. Wherever you are in the world, climate affects everybody. So there's no limitation to these things. Thank you, please. I hope that gives you much more clarity on that. So can we move to the next question?
Okay, thank you very much, sir. From Olainka, she said, or he said, concerning the registration on the registration page, member, what can the person impute on the occupation bar?
Okay. Now, for those of us that probably are not young people that are not employed, so for those of us here, let me say, I would assume that most of us here are core members. So when they ask you what you do, what you do as an occupation, do you work? Are you unemployed? Are you student? You're a serving core member NY. So those are like, I think those are self-explanatory. I really don't know what every one of us does individually. So, like I said, whatever you know you are into as an occupation, put it there. So,
All right. Thank you very much,
moderator,
sir.
let's move on to the next question.
The next question from Ahmed, he says, how do we actually take this message to the grassroots where we lack access to network? I'm afraid this great initiative will only benefit those in the urban area.
All right, thank you, and so forth. So, I don't think I mentioned this area. So, when we mean constituency level, constituency level talks about the grassroots. So I would assure you that your local government chairman is aware of this confab. I would assure you that your state commissioner is aware of this confab. I would assure you that your governor is aware of this confab. I would assure you that, some of our civic societies groups who are focused on grassroots impact are aware of this concept. So communications has already gone out to the grassroots. Communication has gone out to the constituent, the what was it called? Represent. So that I can say for my end that it is not just for those living in the urban areas. So we have the constituency, and there are going to be consultation in the constituency. And what does the constituency addresses? We have 360 constituencies in Nigeria. So the constituency consultation is to actually address the people in the rural communities.
Okay.
So to give you an affirmation, what's his name? Ishak. This information has gone to the grass. And another thing I want to add to it before I move on to the next question. Now, since yourself is aware, the question is, how do you come in? Now, when you go back to your area, when you go back to your families, when you go back to your village, please and please do not hesitate to share this information. Do not hesitate to share this insight with every single one of them. So, like I said, it's a collaborative effort. The ministry can do as much as they can. The government can do as much as they can. And we as individuals, we have our own vital role to play in this thing. So you can't be walking on the way. You can't be with your pets or friends. You be like, have you heard about this? This is what is happening. This is what is happening. So let's spread the word. Everywhere we go, let's spread the word. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Another question from Priscilla. She said, if I apply to be a delegate, will I be allowed to speak? And is there a format to write the policy?
Okay, so when we say apply as a delegate for the zonal consultation, so I think they are going to be, so it's going to be a random pick. Now, when we make random pick, like it's going to be balanced. So even when you apply to being a delegate, I'm not part of the selection process, but I'm assuring you that the selection process is transparent. So that is why we have the website. That is why we have everything we have, the whole reporting and all that. So you're going to see how these things move from your constituency to the zona and to the Abuja conference. And even when you apply to be delegate, review is going to be made. So if you are going to be selected to speak at the representation conference, maybe in Abuja, the Abuja National Conference or the Zonal Conference, they would definitely reach out to you. But I can assure us of now we have over 100,000 youths who has applied for these things. So do the math and tell me how you think the selection process is going to work. Now, for the constituency, it covers everybody. Now, for the zona, it covers everybody. Now, it's not just going to only be physical consultation. There are virtual consultations too. There are virtual consultations. So if you are not able to participate physically, there's going to be a virtual consultation, so you can also monitor for wherever you are. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bright, for
So,
answering all our questions. Thank you so much. Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me,
yes,
sir?
I can hear you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Thank
It's
you so
it's
much.
wonderful. I
Thank
can hear
you
you
so
loud and
much.
clear.
For
I believe
those,
every other person can hear me too.
thank you very much. For those of us who have more questions to ask, please go to the comment section of Mind the Gap and drop your questions there, and somebody will definitely give you answers to your questions. And yes, even though you are not a part of the CDS, you can actually send this to other persons to participate because it's a youth confab, not just restricted to DF4 or CDS. Thank you very much, Mr. Bright. I really appreciate you for this amazing seminar that you delivered and taking our time to answer our questions. We really appreciate you. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much,
Thank you, sir.
moderator, and thank you for the team for having me. It's a great pleasure sharing some of these vital and key things that tends to do with understanding the National Youth Confab. And I want to thank every young person out there, every single one of you that participated on this. Trust me and trust me, you are on the right path. And I want to leave you with this. You're on the right path. Whatever you find yourself doing, do it wholeheartedly. And another thing, please do not just participate. Wherever you are, do not just be a participator, but also a contributor. And I leave you with this, guys. Please go to the National Youth Confab .gov.ng, National Youth Confab.gov.ng, go and register and submit that policy so Nigeria can be a better place for you and I. Because whether we like it or not, I am the future. You are the future. Every single one of us is the future. And to a great and better Nigeria, let's keep the spirit flowing. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate. Thank you very much, sir. Please don't forget to mark your attendance. The link has been pinned on the chat box. Please sign your attendance before you leave the call. It's very important. And if you're having issues with the link, try another browser different from the browser that you're originally using. So try another browser and make sure you sign the attendance before you leave the call. Thank you so much for joining this amazing webinar, Understanding the National Youth Confab. And I thank you, Mr. Bright, and other of our team behind the stage who has made this possible today. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to mark your attendance before you leave the call. It's very, very, very important. And like I said, if you have any more questions, please go to Mind the Gap page on Twitter, that's X, and drop your questions there on their comment section. And somebody will definitely answer your question there. We are looking forward to see you on our next national CDS. And I remain your host or your moderator, Sonia Edoja, the national head of Project DL for All. Like I said, don't forget to mark your attendance. If you are using Chrome and it's not working, try another browser. Try another browser to open the link. Don't forget and share this information to everybody on your CDS platforms that we are not able to join us for this meeting today. Make sure you educate others, because as you've learned, your voice is power, and you are going to use that to help your fellow CDS members. For those who are not able to attend, thank you so much, Miss Mercy. Thank you, Miss Victoria Alabi, who is our national president, for this opportunity to serve as the moderator for this wonderful live session. Thank you, Mr. Mayowa Odetayo. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you on the next National CDS Day. Till then, make sure you utilize your voice because it's power, like Mr. Bradford said, and God bless you all. Bye.